If you're wearing hearing aids or you've tried them and stopped, there's one thing I wish someone had told you before you would ever put them in your ears. And it's not about brand, it's not about the price, and it's not something you'll hear in most ads. Misunderstanding this single thing is the reason so many hearing aids end up sitting in drawers. Every week I meet people who tell me I spent thousands on hearing aids and I'm still struggling. Restaurants feel overwhelming. Family conversations are confusing. Background noise is louder, not clearer. Many of them start to think, maybe hearing aids just don't work for me. But that's almost never the real problem. Here's the number one thing I wish every hearing aid wearer knew. Hearing aids don't restore normal hearing. They support your brain while it relearns how to hear. That difference matters more than anything else. Hearing loss isn't just an ear problem, it's a brain problem. When sound hasn't been clear for months or years, your brain stops expecting certain details. It fills in gaps, it guesses, and it works overtime, which is why listening feels exhausting. How the brain adapts to hearing loss. Think about this. When your ears aren't sending full, clear signals to your brain starts to compensate. It guesses words in conversations. It predicts what sounds might come next. It focuses on facial expressions and lip movements more than actual words. At first, this compensation can work surprisingly well. People might think, I can still get by, or I only need to ask people to repeat themselves occasionally. But every conversation is mentally taxing. Even short interactions, ordering coffee, talking on the phone, or chatting at work, require extra effort. Over months and years, this creates a listening fatigue that most people don't notice until it's severe. People often describe it as, I'm just tired all the time, but they're not tired in the usual sense. Their brain is overworked, running overtime just to make sense of everyday sounds. The first weeks of hearing aid use. When someone starts using hearing aids, the brain suddenly receives more information than it's used to. At first, this can feel strange. Some sounds feel too loud, others feel sharp or piercing. Background noises that were once muted now feel overwhelming. This is not the hearing aid failing. This is your brain relearning how to hear. I often tell my patients, think of hearing aids like physical therapy for your ears and brain. You wouldn't expect a muscle to regain full strength overnight. Hearing is no different. Why people give up. One of the biggest mistakes I see is expecting hearing aids to work like glasses. Glasses are instant. You put them on and everything is clear. Hearing aids don't work that way. They require time, consistency, and patience. When people don't get proper guidance, they wear hearing aids for a few hours, feel overwhelmed, and stop. They don't follow up for adjustments. They assume the device is broken or not working for them. And then they give up. Not because the hearing aids are ineffective, but because no one explained how hearing really improves. The emotional side of giving up. What breaks my heart is that people don't just give up on hearing aids. They give up on conversations, they stop speaking up, they avoid social situations, they feel embarrassed to ask for repetition. One woman I worked with told me, I stopped going to my book club because I was always missing parts of the discussion. I felt stupid. Another man said, I would nod during family dinners pretending I understood, but I was lost half the time. It made me feel lonely even when I was surrounded by loved ones. This isolation isn't the result of the hearing aids. It's the result of not understanding how to use them correctly and letting the brain adapt. Tips for hearing aid success. Here's what I want every hearing aid wearer to remember. Wear them consistently, even on quiet days. Your brain needs regular stimulation. Expect improvement, not perfection. Sounds will gradually feel natural. Give your brain time, weeks to months, not days. Your auditory system is relearning. Ask questions whenever something feels off. Don't guess, don't ignore, and don't assume failure. With consistent use, proper guidance, and realistic expectations, hearing aids can dramatically improve listening, reduce fatigue, and restore confidence in conversations. Everyday examples of progress. Imagine sitting at a restaurant for the first time with new hearing aids. At first, the background clatter of dishes and chatter might feel overwhelming. You might even think, this is worse than before. but with consistent wear, the brain gradually filters what's important. You start focusing on voices, not noise. Conversations become clearer. You participate again, or imagine a family dinner. Initially, you rely heavily on lip reading. You may miss jokes or comments, but over a few weeks, the brain begins to interpret the sounds more accurately, and suddenly you're laughing with everyone, not just nodding politely. These small victories build confidence and reduce social withdrawal. Common misconceptions. Some people believe hearing aids will fix my hearing instantly. If I still struggle, the devices are useless. I can only wear them when I'm in quiet situations. None of these are true. The key is brain support, not instant restoration. The better your understanding of this process, the more likely you are to stick with your hearing aids and see real results. Why professional guidance matters. Professional guidance is critical. Many patients fail because they don't have regular follow-ups, don't understand adjustments, try DIY volume or program settings without support. Audiologists can help you gradually increase use, refine settings, and teach your brain to adapt efficiently. Without support, the hearing aid is just a piece of technology. With guidance, it becomes a tool that rewires your brain and restores connection to life. Hearing success isn't about tougher ears. It's about a supported brain. If you've ever felt frustrated, confused, or exhausted while wearing hearing aids, know this: you're not failing. You're in a learning process that takes patience, consistency, and guidance. The real power of hearing aids comes when you give your brain time, wear them consistently, and seek help when needed. Hearing success is not about tougher ears, it's about a supported brain. If this helped you, or you wish someone had told you this sooner, you're not alone. I share realistic, honest guidance about hearing loss and hearing aids here every single week. I'll work to help you understand not just what you're wearing, but how to actually succeed with it.